만나기 전 누군가를 위해 노래한 적 없어.
Hello and welcome to Home Gupshup. It's been snowing quite often here, and today was another chilly morning. Earlier, I was on a call with Mummy and she told me something that instantly made my day. She bought a vegetable chopper inspired by me. Naturally, I was curious and asked her what she was using it for. She happily shared that she's been chopping methi for Methi Parantha and it's saving her a ton of time. I hadn't thought of using it that way, so I asked if the methi gets too finely chopped in it. She gave me a great tip: chop in shorter bursts to get the perfect texture. The result, she said, was pretty damn good. Inspired by her idea, I decided to make myself a fresh batch of Methi Paratha dough. Since no Methi Paratha is complete without homemade white butter, I put some heavy cream in the stand mixer to whip up butter. Pro tip: heavy cream makes this process super quick, and it's a lifesaver for those of us living outside India who miss that fresh homemade taste. I used the leftover buttermilk to knead the dough. Measuring it carefully ensured I didn't make too much or too little. Apart from wheat flour and methi, I added some basic spices to enhance the flavor. The spice list is on the screen, but feel free to adjust the measurements to your taste. One of my personal favorites is ajwain. Just a pinch can do wonders for the flavor. If you prefer adding oil to your dough, I recommend mustard oil. It really complements this recipe. Once the dough was ready, I rolled out thin parathas, as that's how we like them. Luckily, I had some amla chutney that I made a few days ago, and let me tell you, it paired brilliantly with these parathas. After enjoying my breakfast, I couldn't resist calling Mummy again to thank her for the brilliant tip. Now let me show you something that many of you often ask about: where I store essentials in our small apartment. We are fortunate to have a tiny utility room that doubles as a storage space. It houses the washing machine, which also dries clothes, a real lifesaver in winters. There was an empty coat rack that came with the apartment, so I moved it into the utility room to save space. I've repurposed it to store extra items. On the other side of the rack, as in on the other wall, I've attached Dyson charging dock here temporarily using command hooks. Essentials like the ironing board, a small ladder, yoga mats, and even the iron are tucked neatly into available corners. For shoes, since we don't like keeping them at the entrance, I store them here. I've lined the area or this shelf part with an old rug, and I use compact shoe organizers that I think I've shown before as well. These organizers let me store a lot more shoes in an organized way. Living in Berlin means a lot of walking, so we definitely own more shoes than anything else. I've also organized the space with two lightweight baskets. One holds vacuum cleaner accessories, dusting cloths and cleaning sponges, while the other one stores random smaller items. During the last Amazon sale, we bought a big box of laundry tabs. I transferred them into large jars for easy access. These jars have loose lids, so it's quick and convenient to grab a tab whenever needed. These baskets are easy to pull down and carry around the house when needed since they're pretty lightweight. If you also live in a small space, here's a trick I swear by. Use tall baskets with a good height to store bottles and cleaning supplies out of sight. I have two such baskets, one at the entrance for scarves and another one here for cleaning liquids and similar items. This way I don't need extra shelves and everything stays tidy and hidden. Another day I made a quick breakfast recipe that I often make but somehow never got around to sharing it with you all. This is one of my favorite recipes to have warm with some toasted bread on the side. It's a simplified, or let's call it my personal version of shakshuka. There's not much to it. First we'll chop some onions, bell peppers, whichever ones you have on hand, and lots of tomatoes. Tomatoes form the base of this recipe and bring both sweetness and tanginess to it. In a little bit of oil, we'll cook all these ingredients until they're properly softened. You can also add finely chopped garlic if you like, and use tomato paste if you have that. For spices, I'm keeping it simple: salt, red chili powder or paprika, and cumin powder. If your tomatoes are on the sour side, a touch of sugar is important to balance the flavors. Once the base is ready, simply crack a couple of eggs over it and let them cook. Ideally, the eggs should be runny, as that's the classic way to enjoy shakshuka. However, while shooting this recipe, I realized a bit too late that the eggs were fully cooked. But trust me, they taste great either way. Pair this with some toasted bread and it's a warm, satisfying breakfast or even lunch.
No use in running when all I really want is to make you stay. My mind says yes, you've been here for quite some time.
Later that day, we got a pleasant surprise, some sunshine in the middle of the day. It was so unexpected but delightful. I took the opportunity to sit on the floor of the living room, soak in the sun, and get a few things done. One task I focused on was organizing all the paper bags and shopping bags that had been piling up. I like keeping them neatly stored in a separate bag, which can easily be hung behind a door or even in the utility room. I've also kept a few cloth bags like the ones that come with bed sheets or other purchases. These are great for packing winter clothes or even for gifting items. This bag of bags, or my little pitara as I like to call it, used to be a bit chaotic, but now it's all sorted.
Beats per minute from my heart. Anywhere we go is where I want to.
Too many bags can create unnecessary clutter, in my opinion. Having them all in one place ensures I'll use up the remaining ones too. Over the past few months, I have made it a point to use up most of these paper bags in various ways. So now I'm left with only a few, and I prefer it that way. That's all for this past week. I hope you enjoyed watching and found some inspiration in these little moments of my day. Until next time, here's Home Gupshup signing off.